Okay, today is November 2nd, 2012, and my name is Terry Dean Nemmers, and I'm here with Alvin Schlangen. Alvin's an organic farmer over by Freeport here that the Minnesota Department of Agriculture has been targeting in the last couple of years here. And, of course, he's innocent. Who else would they target but an innocent person? Alvin, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's been going on here?
Well, we are basically a very private food club. We have 150 members now. The club has a lease on the farm animals that supply our food. Somehow, for some reason, the Department of Ag considers that that's not adequate, that we can't own our food, that we have to follow their rules, like we were buying and selling this stuff in the public market. It's not at all the way it is.
So in other words, you take the food that they already own and transport it to the people who belong to the club.
Right, it's a voluntary delivery system, bringing food that members own to their area in the form of a job site. It's all based on a community of people that understand the quality of food.
Right, but there's no buying and selling, and you've been doing it for how many years now?
We've been at this for 10 years, and we haven't had any issues with any harm, any illness. People talk about the risk of being healthy rather than the risk of getting sick, because you can't be really healthy without having healthy food.
Right, and these are the points we brought up in the last video. Alvin has a club that transports food from where it's produced to the people who are in the club. All right, not buying and selling, and he hasn't hurt a single person. All right, guess what the jurors wanted to know? They were polled after the trial. Oh, let's tell you about the trial. You were found not guilty. Not once, not twice, but how many times?
3 counts.
3 counts.
Not guilty.
Innocent all the way from beginning to end. From before the trial to after the trial, Alvin was innocent. Something we already knew, right? But the jurors wanted to know 2 things, all right? Were you buying and selling, or did you have a club? And did you hurt anyone?
Right.
See, we already answered all those questions in the last video. We could, if they watched the last video, they would have found all those answers. But obviously, the one thing that wasn't really addressed in the trial was something we did bring up in our last video. And what was that?
Well, the biggest issue I had right from the start was that the search of our vehicle on March 9th of 2011 happened without a warrant. The warrant showed up 20 minutes after
After they broke in.
after they accessed the vehicle, right?
And then at the trial, they didn't really want to talk about that, did they?
Not at all.
Right, because I read the transcript, and it's like but 2 sentences talking about the warrant in St. Paul. All right? They talk about how what was the guy's name again?
Well, Jim Redker is their chief compliance officer. He's had an issue with independent farmers for a long time.
Right. But he must have had an issue on the witness stand because he didn't want to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, did he?
Yeah, he didn't talk at all about the fact that the 2 MDA officers that were there at the start entered the vehicle.
Without the warrant.
Before the warrant was issued.
Right. So acting like thugs with badges and guns then, right? So the thing is, in his testimony, they were showing him these pictures. One was the picture of the side of your vehicle, which says private on it.
The private sign.
And then they showed another picture where it shows the open back of your van. And then a picture of some sidewalk where he says, oh yeah, that's where I handed him the warrant. But they didn't show the warrant around, didn't show that it was for Minneapolis and name crossed out Minneapolis and wrote in for St. Paul. And then it was signed, what, you said 20 minutes after they broken in?
Well, they talked about the warrant in Hennepin County where they stole the food from our private warehouse. They didn't talk about the warrant in Ramsey County where they stopped the truck and opened it
Right.
without the warrant.
Right. But when he was on the witness stand, he wasn't telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, was he?
Certainly not.
Right. Seemed like he was telling half-truths, limited truth, and truth out of context, which, of course, is lies of omission. And lying on the witness stand is perjury, isn't it? Boy. I don't know. So, next time you run into these people, are you going to expect the same kind of treatment? You know, thugs with badges and guns and lying under oath and that type of thing?
Right. They don't surprise me anymore.
Right. That's the sad part. That is the sad part. But anyhow, Alvin's got another trial coming up and an administrative hearing. We're going to give you an update on those afterwards. We just want to tell you that Alvin was found innocent, not guilty 3 different times in the Minneapolis farce they called a trial, wasting time and money, persecuting and prosecuting an innocent man.
Right. Pages and pages of documents that meant nothing.
Right. Sounds like people who are crooked as a dog's hind leg. All right. Well, just want to give you an update. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye. Okay.